Hello, soul family. This is Maddie, Good Gemini 444, with another channeled reading. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I would love to have you be a part of this group, this community. I am intentionally building my YouTube community as I prefer longer form collective readings, and I want to create a community, a group of people that vibe with me, that want to just hang out with me and get readings, and I want to connect with your energy and help you. So come join the collective, subscribe, comment, like, share. Your support is so much appreciated, and I'm so glad you're here. So let's get right into it. I already pulled some Lenormand cards here. We got the bear and the clock, and if you see, we have the mirrored numbers 15, 51 here. There's a lot of mirrored numbers coming up today, and I'll get into that in a little bit, but heavy Sagittarius energy. So in my mind's eye, I usually pull out decks based on cards that I'm seeing in my mind's eye when I'm meditating or earlier in the day, ones that are calling to me. And I specifically pulled out this energy deck because it has a card where there's a bunch of doors, and I've been seeing the 10 of Wands as well, and it's so crazy because we got the bear and this is the 10 of clubs, the 10 of Wands. So this energy, the 10 of Wands talks about us having a heavy load of work or responsibility or energy on our back. Wands are spiritual energy. Wands are our passions, our purpose, our work, our sexuality, our drive, right? Our life force. So there's something in that area in regards to that might be feeling heavy with your work, with your purpose. Almost like I just heard someone's putting way too much pressure on themselves, and also with the clock coming out, I heard immediately like clock in, clock out. Maybe you feel like you have a lot of hours that you're working right now, you're exhausting yourself. Just 10 of Wands talks about heavy workload. 10 of Wands, if I'll pull out the card just so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm not planning on using the regular Rider-Waite in the reading today. I wanted to use my mirror deck, but I'll show you for reference. Here he is. So the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups right behind. Oh, okay. So you see how the 10 of Wands, he's carrying these wands and he's looking down and he can't even see what's in front of him because he's carrying so much. And this card often talks about, like, what do we need to let go of? What burdens do we need to drop? What really do we need to be carrying with us? And what is our responsibility? What is not? What are things that we have to be worrying about? I'm getting a lot about like spiritual burdens. This could be like placing a spiritual burden of like immense pressure on yourself. There's a lot about like shift of perspective. And this is 10 of Wands, Sagittarius energy. So Sagittarius energy is very expansive. It's a mutable sign. It's very fluid. I believe this might be Saturn in Sagittarius. Don't clock me on that. It's just with a planet that is heavy versus this mutable, fast-moving Sag energy. So there's something that wants to be let go of or is wanting to be broken or freed. The Devil card has also been coming up heavily this week for the collective. So this could be like any sort of toxic habits, toxic energies, things that I just heard, habits are coming through. This could even be a habit of like, again, I keep getting putting too much pressure on yourself, racing against the clock. There's something about you having the opportunity, or spirit is asking you to work with more fluidity, understanding the flow, being able to look at like what fulfills you emotionally when it comes to your purpose or this passion or your life in general. It's almost like I just heard getting back to the roots. So like, what drives you? Why are you doing this in the first place? Sometimes when we get so much responsibility, this could even be like a business owner, you could have just gotten like a promotion, or you got a promotion and you're like taking on a lot more work. You're just feeling like you have a lot of work and you're taking on a lot right now. And Spirit is saying like it doesn't need to be so hard. How can we make this easier on ourselves? Like, of course, yes, hard work is hard work, but sometimes we can get very overwhelmed, overloaded, and then we're just taking on more and more, being in this mindset that is kind of keeping us in a loop of just exhaustion. And yeah, like we're not even able to see what's coming up. And sometimes it's like, why am I even doing this? I don't need to be doing this. There's almost like a resistance to letting go, a resistance to letting go of control, almost like, if I do more, I'm going to get more. And Spirit is saying, no, like less is more right now. This is all about spiritual energy, right? So if less is more, how can I be more in the energy of magnetizing my desires versus chasing after them? This is giving very much like toxic masculine energy in the shadow aspects, okay? So we really want to look at, and I've talked about this in my reading earlier this week, with the Lionsgate portal, rest is so important in coming through. And it's really hard when our society, when we live in this matrix that tells us like you need to work harder and harder and harder to make more, to get more, to be more, and you can't rest. Rest is for the weak, you know. And I can tell you, as somebody who is spiritual, as someone who is an entrepreneur, I work in the corporate industries, and I also work as like building my own business. There's a lot of responsibilities, and it can't all get built in one day. Rome wasn't built in a day, it just came through. So really recognize, like I just heard, you need to recognize your smaller victories. Almost like you're so focused on a certain outcome or a bigger picture that you're overwhelmed by how to get there. It's almost like needing to zoom out and be like, okay, yeah, like we do have a lot of different possibilities. And that's like what that, I'm also going to pull out the card that I was thinking of from this deck. We also have a lot of different adjacent possibilities or ways we could go, things we can do. Here we go. Yep. Here it is. So there's so many different doorways, options, realities, ways that we could do this, and there always will be. It's more of like, which door are you going to go down? Are you going to go down the door that's kind of like on the left, that's going towards the past, that might be, you know, repeating something? Or are you going to walk through this? I'm getting called very much to this door, like the straight pathway, because you can get pulled in many different directions. Oh, let's jump down here. What's down here? Maybe it'll get me there faster. Spirit is just like, move forward, but look up. Like you can look up at the pathway. I'm also, Sagittarius energy talks about religion. I do not really say the word God in my readings, just because I like to be more spiritually open, like just saying a higher power of your understanding, the universe, the divine. But God, the word God just came through. So somebody watching this reading could refer to their higher power as God, be more on the religious side, and really wanting to walk along that path. I've been hearing, and I also been channeling the song When the Saints Go Marching In, and that's a very religious song. So you could be Christian, you could be Catholic, you don't have to be, but it's really like, maybe Spirit is asking you, like, how can we get more spiritually connected, to enlighten us, or to power our purpose, or just spirituality in general. It's almost like I'm getting like there's more spiritual answers or spiritual involvement here. You may be taking on too much of the quote unquote incorrect work, when spiritual work will lighten your load. Even though it seems, I think that for a lot of people right now, you're like, how am I going to do spiritual work? I already have so much that I have to fucking do. So Spirit is saying, like, what can we drop and replace with spiritual work? And the spiritual work won't even be a wand. It's just going to be it's not going to make you feel more overwhelmed. It's going to help you. So it's not something else that's going to be on your plate. It's something that's going to benefit you right now. So when I was driving today, I always see the coolest license plates. And today I saw one that said Fleeked. So I feel like, and I've also been getting a lot of Nine of Pentacles energy today. So Nine of Pentacles energy is Virgo energy. The Nine of Pentacles really talks about like luxury. It talks about self-discipline. It can talk about being financially stable on your own, looking good, feeling good, and the work that you put into doing that, to maintaining that, right? So I feel, and there's also something coming through about all of this outer work when it comes to your purpose. Do not neglect, because when you get all these responsibilities on your plate, then we get overwhelmed and then we neglect our self-care. So spirit wants you to maybe replace one of these wands with self-care, to remember that you matter, to not neglect yourself through this period. I know when it's happening, it seems like, how am I supposed to do that when I have like a billion things going on? But spirit is really saying like, you still have to do the work, or you can still do the work, but the way that you are energetically moving through it is heavy. It's too heavy, and it can be balanced. You can let go a little bit more. You can loosen your grip. I'm getting somebody that's a very, very strong leader, because 10 of Wands talks about like getting to the place of leadership and look at all the responsibilities and the things I get, but I have to take on when I get promoted or when I get something. This is like when you make more money, there's more things that you have to, you have more expenses, you have more responsibilities right now. But spirit is really coming through with that, of like the responsibilities that you have, like they can get done, but it's also like you're a leader who maybe you've been like snapping, or you feel like you're breaking down. There's something about like anger bursts, or feeling like, because we have Uranus and Scorpio that came out as the energy, which is like a sudden emotional change up. So maybe like you've been having like some emotional breakdowns, or you've been snapping at people at work, or you've just been letting the pressure get to you, or you feel like you're breaking down. And spirit's saying like your ego is coming through really strong here, whoever this is. And spirit is saying like, when it comes to work, releasing the ego is so important. And remember, like you get to set, this is like a stage card. You see where there's like kind of a stage setting on this card. So it's like you get to set the stage. You get to pick how much you are carrying. You get to figure out how, like, something about delegation is coming through here. So maybe you haven't been, or you're being asked to look into learning about delegating more work out, releasing control. I definitely am someone like this with work, where like I'm like, I would rather just do it because I know I'm going to get it done right, and I don't want to have to like put that on someone else. But like a leader, a strong leader, King of Wands, this is like very entrepreneur energy that's coming through, or just someone that, in terms of your work, this is like about the way that you move in your life with work. It's very masculine energy coming through. So spirit is asking you to almost like, again, remember this toxic masculine energy that society tells us we have to do more, we have to be more, we can't stop this hustle culture. Like, I need to be fleeked out, I need to get all these things. Like a lot about like balancing the material things, like really taking care of yourself with self-care in the material world. But like there's something about ego, like you don't need to show off, or almost like with the masculine Leo energy, remember male lions, they're the protectors, and they rest, they don't hunt, they guard like the pack, and they don't really, like the female lions, they go do the work, they go take the action. Masculine energy is acting, it's movement. Feminine energy is not movement, and this is stillness. So really, something that I explain to a lot of people is like spiritual enlightenment, and like the goal with our spirituality, and finding peace, finding serenity, is finding the balance, the duality of our masculine and feminine energies. We all have both. And so this is kind of saying like, there's some sort of emotional things that might be getting neglected. Don't forget that that's important. This could be somebody who's like overloading themselves with work because they're wanting to ignore emotions, or like this is workaholic type of energy that's coming through. So yeah, let's see. I don't know, I was getting a lot from that 10 of Wands. Let's see what else is coming up. Let's do the astrology first, and then I also, you know what, before the astrology even, this is one of the first decks that I ever got from my aunt back when I first started reading cards, and I was thinking of a card from this deck today. It was specifically the Void card. Wow. Masculine. Yeah, this masculine energy, and especially with the bear here. I was looking up the bear meaning with Lenormand because I'm still getting like versed on Lenormand. Lenormand, the bear, talks about, like, I think it was saying stability and like a strong leader, but somebody who could be quick to anger. And with the 15, that is the number of the devil card. So this could be like, remember your place, don't maybe use your authority for the wrong reasons, or learning how to deal with like a higher level of commitment or a different position. This is like coming from a place of fear and insecurity, and we all have that, right? This isn't to clock you. It's really just to help you and say, like, there's a way that you're working right now that is weighing you down, and there's clarity coming through. My right ear was ringing a lot today when I was thinking about the 10 of Wands, and when our right side, because the left and the right are different, when our right side rings, our ear rings, and maybe you've been having ear ringing on the right side specifically, that's just a confirmation for someone. That's talking about guidance from our guides, and clarity. So there's some sort of guidance or clarity Spirit wants to bring in for you about your work, about your drive, your will, where you're going. Maybe you've been feeling like lost and confused and just kind of like overloading yourself with the day-to-day responsibilities because you don't really know what the end goal is, or there's something about like wanting to pinpoint a purpose or a goal. We'll get into that. But also with the clock, this is spades. This is 5 of swords energy. So this can also be talking about, with the mirror number 51, which is the opposite of the 15 with the devil card, to me that's giving like, what are like the toxic thought patterns or attachments or bad habits or ways that you've moved, specifically with time. I feel like we're always racing against time. We're not really in that was the other license plate that I saw. So I saw fleeked, and I saw one that said be present, which was super cool. It was like so direct. But like the fleeked one, I feel like, I don't know, that felt funny. That was kind of just Spirit being like, look what you have. Like, you already, something with that 9 of Pentacles. I almost said Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, like, appreciate your hard work. Appreciate the small wins. Coming home here. Wow, with like that pathway. So let's get into this. Let's see, Spirit, why did you have me pull out this deck for the collective? Thank you. Okay, choice, trust, and sans definition. I always forget what this card means. We're going to read the little booklet. But these cards are so cool, so beautiful. I already know no one has this deck. This is like this really cool deck my aunt that lives in Hawaii gave to me. Also, Hawaii has been coming through a lot. Maybe like you're going to Hawaii. Also with that Uranus and Scorpio energy, because it's like a sudden change with water emotions. There's also like tsunami watches over there. So like, yeah, there's something about like emotions really getting stirred up. Unexpected changes regarding emotions, or like sudden like overflow of emotions that kind of seem to be coming out of nowhere. Or I just heard like somebody wants to keep it to themselves, or it is keeping it to themselves. Okay, so let's read these. When you make a choice, what is your choice based on? Fear or love, resistance or joy, frustration or aliveness? To flow smoothly with the river of your life, your choice needs to be made from a deep level within your whole being, from your center of knowingness. When you then allow that deep, passionate, and creative energy to spiral outward, free of expectations, amazing experiences can come into your life. A true choice requires as well taking responsibility for that choice. Then become very aware of your thinking, because you can confuse and obscure that higher choice from coming in and changing the entire outcome. Wow. Yeah. So it's like about the way that you think, shift of perspective, like we were saying. You are a co-creator of your limitations or expansions. The choice is always yours. Yes. Really, like, it's almost like you're going to be pissed at how simple the answer is around this. Like, spirit is like, there's just a shift of perspective needed. This is like something very simple that's going to change everything. You don't have to overthink it. What's blocking you from understanding this is overthinking it. Okay, so a new energy is around you that's beyond definition, sans definition. This new energy is like spheres around you and very different than what you are familiar with, because it does not involve opposing forces. Instead, it expands in all directions simultaneously. Yes. Wow, with financial constraints under this, yes, there's something about like a lack mindset or being in fear and wanting to work on this, like really like healing that feeling of doing more work is going to get you more. There's something about needing to increase your energy, about knowing that you are worth attracting abundance, changing your vibration of like, I don't need to take on more to get more. I need to take care of myself more and trust God more, trust the path, trust the divine more. And then I'm going to receive more from that. It feels like different. It feels different and to some extent even elusive. It is new consciousness originated in the 0 point now and always coming back to it. Allow this sans definition to flow into your life and be open for it to bring you to a higher level of perception and awareness of your existence. Sans definition is the joy and the expression and the experience of life itself. Be open, like blossoming blossom, absorbing each of the sun's rays. Ooh. Wow, yeah. Maybe you've been inside too much. Maybe you need some more vitamin D. I just heard like, I need some vitamin D in that way, if you know what I mean. Somebody, trust me, it's you know, it's human nature. There's no judgment here. Maybe that's something that you need to do, is like be able to, this can also talk about, yeah, like holding back, because the wands are sexual energy. Maybe you've been like holding back your or you like trying to work on your chi, or like maybe you like have been deliberately not getting off or having intercourse. Maybe you are, if you're not intentionally doing that, there's something about like sexual blockages. Maybe you're carrying like a lot of weight, you're so stressed, and then like you're not able to actually like come to climax, or there's something about like this being a chore. Wow, like somebody's feeling like sex is a chore with someone. Okay, when that's happening, that's not a good sign. So like maybe there's things that you need to look at with the Uranus and Scorpio energy. There's like a lot of people that are using work, or like there's things that have been being ignored that are coming to light. All these doors opening. It's almost like maybe there's a lot of things coming at you all at once. Everything everywhere all at once. There's something about like the multiple dimensions, understanding that's been coming through a lot lately, of like you can choose any of these doors, and like you can make the door whatever you want. And trust here, like trust the process, grace, move with more grace, move with more slowness. Temperance is coming through. Temperance is the card before the devil. Temperance is the middle path. It's slow moving, it's having patience, it's moderation, it's being able to integrate this new personality after having an ego death. And when we get to the devil, it's like we're being faced with all of these temptations, these obsessions, these things that maybe you're like, I'm getting a lot about being addicted to work, taking on too much work. And it's like not fun anymore, maybe. Or be careful of it becoming no longer fun. There's something about remembering to have fun with work, not taking it so seriously. So let's see, what is the astrological energy that's coming through here, Spirit? Let me move this. Hope you guys are enjoying the reading so far. If anything is resonating, remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to build my community on YouTube, like I've mentioned, so I would love to have you. And yeah, I'm really excited. This is what I want to have fun with. I relate to this reading too. Like, this is somebody that like might be starting their own business, or just in general, like this is with life. Like, you've just been taking on too much and distracting yourself with a lot. What do you need to drop? Starting off with Chiron. Wow. Yeah, Chiron's in retrograde right now. So yeah, with that Uranus and Scorpio, it's very much like our deep emotional insecurities, vulnerabilities. Look, insecurity, wounds, vulnerabilities, deep-seated pain, teaching, powers, spiritual strength. Hold on one second. I just want to make sure my sound is still working. Okay, we're good. So with this, it's saying insecurity, wounds, vulnerabilities, deep-seated pain, teaching with that Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius energy can be about like teaching, wisdom, philosophy, learning, religion, faith. This is really like you're expanding the way that you're looking at your path. Wow, that's what's coming through here with this Ten of Wands. So much energy with the Ten of Wands. Come through, Spirit. He's not looking up. He doesn't see the path ahead of him. And it's Spirit saying like, the point is to be present and like be excited about this path. Like, don't overwork yourself or overwhelm yourself. Spiritual strength, powers, strength, difficulties, guilt, transmuting, healing others. So yeah, transmuting energy, very much so. A lot has been coming through about transmuting energy or like manifestation with actually like I don't know, with the YouTube guidelines, getting off and like the O method. Look up the O method, okay? So that could be something that's important to your healing. There's something about like sexual release here, and somebody hasn't like had sexual or release in some way, and there's like some sort of weight with that's being asked to be released, or like you having intercourse or getting some or doing or like getting off after like for the first time in a long time. Yeah, I want to keep digging into this, but okay, with Chiron though, so there's some sort of like choice. You have a choice to redefine the way that you see this situation. You have a choice to redefine. That's what it is. You have a choice to redefine where you give your energy. And God is like saying, I keep saying God, and I never say like that's for someone here like refers to their higher power as God, and it's very much coming through, which I have no problem saying it. I used to. I've done a lot of spiritual healing, but I know some people will get triggered by the word God. So, I usually try not to say it and be more inclusive, but yeah, fuck it. We're talking about the G-Man, okay? Oh my God, that just made me, I just channeled She's the Man, and she's like, what's up, G-Money? One of the funniest movies alive. Okay, yeah, with this funny energy coming through, we might as well just leave the Ten of Wands out here, okay? So this really funny energy coming through, like Spirit saying, lighten up. You have a choice to redefine your experience. This experience could be so much more expansive. It could be so much more fun. You don't have to be like the grumpy boss or the grumpy leader. Like, just loosen up a little bit. Everything's going to be okay, and trust the process, right? So with Chiron, this is about healing though. This could be worked through. There's some sort of insecurity or vulnerability or wound. There's like a money wound here or a worth wound, and you feel like you need to do more, put in more, or like prove some sort of worth with your work. But this is about your spiritual strength, your powers. You're going to be able to transmute this guilt, this pain. This situation is teaching you how to shift your perspective. So let's see what's coming through. The astrological energy for the collective, Spirit. What's the astrological energy for the collective of this reading? What is the astrological energy? Please give us more information. Thank you. Opposition. Okay. Yeah. Confrontation. Again, somebody's, wow, mirroring. I said that at the beginning. But yeah, someone has been feeling like they're snapping, or there's like been confrontations at work, or there's like things you're avoiding confrontation. Oh, this could be like carrying a lot of old burdens from the past and not confronting something that you need to confront. Interesting. Carrying a lot of like spiritual energy about an old situation that you haven't let go of, or like you're being asked to do that. Bottom of the deck, 11th house, community. Okay, this could be about old friendships. I've been hearing a lot of messages in collective readings recently about, and this is also Uranus energy. So big Uranus energy. We'll talk about that more. But there's big shifts and changes in your 11th house, or in the collective, with your friends, your social circles, your wishes coming true, networking, just in general, like who you are hanging out with, who you are exchanging energy with, who you're connecting with. It's really shifting. So this at the bottom of the deck, yeah, so community. You're being confronted with a new community, or you're being asked, maybe you've been isolating a lot, maybe you've been carrying a lot of stuff, and you're being asked to opposite action with opposition. Like, do what you haven't been doing. You've been doing too much of something that might be like a little bit of a toxic habit, and I feel like for a lot of people in this collective it's overworking, but take it as it resonates for you. Remember, take what resonates and leave the rest. But reflecting, mirroring, seeking balance, tests, interaction, push and pull dynamics, internal conflicts. Yes, this is internal. Uncertainty, wavering, acknowledgement, and respect. So yeah, there might be some, like in the planets right now, like some opposing placements that are like causing you to, it's like highlighting when certain things are in opposition. It like, this is giving, you know, yin and yang with seeking balance. Like, there's light being shined on a dark, heavy energy that's needing to be released. Because Sagittarius energy doesn't want to be weighed down. Sagittarius energy is mutable fire. It's like the raging forest fire. It's like very fast. It's all consuming. It's like, let's go, let's travel, let's be expansive. It's 9th house Jupiter energy. So this is really, and it's also the sign of the long journey. So this is like a long journey. This is like a life lesson here. You can't go through the rest of your life carrying all of this, whatever this is, right? It's really giving spiritual burdens. So let's see what the main energy is coming through here. We have cornucopia. So yeah, this is like your abundance, your fulfillment. I'm really getting with that fleeked energy from earlier. The 9 of Pentacles energy really talks about gratitude, and like gratitude grows more abundance. Being like one with your current environment, taking care of yourself, taking care of your physical appearance, cleaning your home. I'm getting a lot about cleaning and cleansing. And remember, cleaning and cleansing your house, your home, whatever, your car, this is a spiritual act. It is cleansing, moving energy, and that's why you feel better when you do this. Like, you definitely feel a shift of energy when you clean something that maybe has been dirty for a long time. Maybe this is like your soul, like you've been carrying a lot of like old guilt or things that you no longer need to bring forward with you. And I just heard cobwebs. This is old shit. This is stuff that Spirit is saying, like, yeah, there's, I just heard something like take the shit, or what is that saying? Like somebody's taking the shit. You feel like, oh, okay, this could be a mindset for somebody. It's coming through of like, you just feel like you're getting the short end of the stick, or like you're just taking shit from life, and life just keeps like dumping shit on you. And that's like the, oh, okay, confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. I feel like that's a big, I'm channeling right now hard. That's something big for someone. Is like that mindset of like, life just gives me like all of the like fucked up hard shit, and it's always like this. And there's something about, again, you get to choose how you define your universe, and you've been there's a restrictive mindset you've had, and like you're supposed to expand your mind. Like the consciousness and the possibilities, the realities are endless, they're limitless. And like the 3D has been an illusion for you, or like you've been in illusions of the past, been in old patterns. There's things that want to be released here. So like with this opposition energy, let me move these cards a little bit around. We have door to romance at the bottom of the deck. So this could be like lessons that you're needing to learn, like within relationships, or like, you need to learn this to help allow the door to romance to open in your life. Maybe that's something you're desiring right now. And then 11th house. I feel like with networking and 11th house, like really there's a lot of people in your community or new people coming into your life are going to be like very important dynamics. They're going to be highlighting. This is what it talks about, like so the concept of like being alone. You can only learn so much doing something or being alone, right? We can't learn certain things being alone that we can learn through relationships, through actually interacting with other people. What are they going to mirror back onto us that we wouldn't be able to see by ourselves? So maybe this is something about that, of like there's some sort of shame or guilt that's being highlighted. And Spirit is saying like this isn't supposed to make you feel bad. This is like your choice, your chance. I'm hearing to acknowledge it and seek balance. Use this mirroring energy to, it's almost like choosing the complete opposition, the opposite. Like you're supposed to be like, the opposite of this energy is Ace of Wands, and it's the next card. We go from the 10 to the Ace, we start over. Spirit is like wanting to fill you with life, fill you with energy, like give you a new opportunity, plant new seeds. There's new ideas that are blocked from you holding on to this old stuff. And a lot of it is with ego. It's coming from fear. So just remember, like when you're like the license plate, be present, tap into, there's really something about like being more present and not being in fear, future tripping, or like tripping out about things that have already happened coming through here and wasting a lot of your energy on that. And Spirit is like, okay, how can we get present and like redefine our current reality, and it could make this all go away. Really, we can have a different experience. So what is the main energy of this, Spirit? Please give us more to the story. Whoa, okay. Okay, wow. Look, the restrictive energy all tied up. This makes a lot of sense. So we have envy, third chakra, rest and rejuvenation. What did I say? This Lionsgate portal is saying less is more. You need to rest. And look, when you rest, this is when your energy recalibrates, you grow. It's almost like, how are you supposed to grow muscles if you're not allowing your body to rest? Like you have to allow your body to rest for the muscles to grow. That's like a big, like an explanation that someone needed that will help them understand this. So yeah, ego. So third chakra is all about like, what do I do? Who am I? What can I do, right? Ego again, though, our identity, who we are, how we move in the world, what drives us. So this is giving very much like Mars-y, Sagittarius, fiery energy. So you could be an air sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. You could also be a mutable sign. So that's Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, or Virgo. Or you could also be a Scorpio, because we got that Scorpio energy that came out at the bottom of the deck. You don't have to be. Also, you could be an Aquarius. That came through. You don't have to be any of those signs. Those are just the energies that are coming out. But if they're prominent in your chart, it's just an extra confirmation. So this is reminding me of the Fleeked card, because envy here, when we're constantly like chasing something and being like, oh, look what I could have, right? And look at all the stuff I have to do to get there. That's what's coming through right now. Or like, this person has everything I want, and like, oh, like it's so hard. How am I going to get there? Doubting the process, right? But like, look, the door is like literally open and the pathway is right there. Like she could just walk outside and go there, but she's choosing to stay in this little like dark other castle and be like, oh, like they're so like blah blah blah, they're so freaked out, they have a gold castle and mine's all black, blah blah blah, like they have what I don't have. Comparison, what I don't have, like carrying the burden of like, oh, look what I've, like, oh, that's coming through failures. You're feeling like you failed doing something. You gotta let go of this. You gotta let go of this. Spirit is like really wanting to free you from this with this tied up energy. Yeah, the temple path. This is a spiritual path. And the 12 there is like the hanged man. It's like you have to accept where you are. The hanged man is suspended and he is tied up. That's coming through here too. I'm going to take this card because this is like what I was talking about with the restrictive energy. Also, somebody could be born on the Scorpio energy. Somebody could be born on November 14th because I saw that date. Also, if you're a Leo, I saw August 18th, August 19th, or you could be born on the 19th. Somebody could be born on the 10th, the 20th, or the 23rd. Okay, anyway, or like in those months, regardless. Leo energy, Lionsgate portal. Yeah, it's like, what burdens do you have to drop to be able to manifest? Yeah, like this old, I'm getting like this old like muggy energy is wanting to be, or is needing to be dropped so you can make room for new energy, revitalized. I just heard Spirit wants to revitalize you, wants to replace this old, I'm hearing like soggy, like it's almost like you're wearing like wet clothes and you're being weighed down by all of this like old shit somehow. I'm hearing for somebody this could even be literally like gaining weight. Like this could be, because gaining weight could be spiritual. Like our physical body, that in itself is spiritual. It's just physical is different than spiritual energy in that sense. But like the physical world is still inherently spiritual because it was created by the divine. It's all divine. So I just heard somebody needs to treat their body more like a temple. And with that temple path that came through, this is like giving spiritual awakening, treating yourself like, who do you want? So if you want to be something, if you want to get somewhere, especially with a business or a goal, or like just yourself as a person, you need to act as if you are that person. And that's like part of like moving and replacing these certain behaviors or things that you're doing. This isn't getting you anywhere. It's more like, how can rest is part of it, rejuvenation is part of it, really learning and sitting and embodying that energy, seeing how like when I rest I receive more, and like testing this out with the universe. Moths could be significant for somebody, but really this is like saying with this third chakra coming through, like, what can I do differently? Who am I? So if I want to be a different type of person, I have to act as if I can't just compare myself and be like, I'm not that. You have to become that. And this is what this choice and definition is. This is all about manifestation and like how reality shifting works, right? So like, if you want something different, you have to see what isn't working and then change it. Don't keep shaming yourself. Don't keep saying, oh, like I fucking suck. I'm just going to keep like doing this, or like, oh, this isn't working. Like I'm just working against the time. There's something about the clock being time is an illusion. Time is not real. And I've been talking to a lot of people about this. Like time is not linear. And with that adjacent possibilities card, wow, that's like kind of a confirmation that I was talking about. This is kind of like when we think about the dimensions of time, and like Everything Everywhere All at Once is a movie that kind of explains what I'm describing, right? Where there's like a different universe, or like that universe can exist at the same time this one is. So it's like you can choose what universe, here we go, sorry about that. You can choose what universe you want to be in. Like there's so many different like possibilities and ways that your life can look. It's up to you. So if you're choosing this way of like, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, or like carrying all this stuff, or doing too much, or just like in general having a lot of responsibilities and not, standing up for myself and choosing, okay, like, yes, I have a lot of work, but I need to rest. And this is going to help you do more work. You have to understand rest is like required. I just heard that rest is required. You have to rest. And remember the male lion. Every time you think like you're feeling like overworked, remember the male lion. He doesn't do anything. His masculine energy is that like powerful, like third chakra energy of like knowing who he is. He gets to relax. He's strong. He knows he's strong. He has like a balanced ego. He knows like what he's like there to protect. He knows his purpose, his goal. But he doesn't need to go out and do anything. Like he just chills and he's good. And like people do that for him. That's very King of Wands. When you become a business owner, you have to be able to delegate and give other people jobs or learn how to balance your or like organize your schedule differently, or it's just about like less is more. And that's something that like even me myself, like with growing a small business, I'm realizing like when I do less, I receive more bookings. Like sometimes like the drive right now, it's all about the energy and like trusting I can receive this dream life. Being all tied up, this is like old mindsets. This is like energetically tied up by restricting yourself with, again, like saying I need to like, this is ego stuff from fear. So it's like I need to prove that I can do this, or like I have to show people like look how hard I work, look what I do. Like I don't know, there's something about that. And with envy, it's like you really want something, like you really want a certain outcome, goal, plan. Again, this could be a financial goal for yourself. This could be a, like, what is driving you right now? Like with this business or with like your passions or just what you're trying to create with your life. This is also like somebody needs to like release sexually. I don't, that's like really coming through. So let me get one more card from this deck. Yeah, is this, I think this is Two of Wands. Yeah, like being at a crossroads, like being comfortable with making different choices and like seeing how it can take some time for that choice to come into effect or take effect. And really releasing the need for instant gratification. That's been something that's coming through really heavily with the collective, just like with that devil card coming through with social media, with feeling like you need to, a lot of people are like struggling with like quick fame or like wanting to get to fame really fast. Yeah, power. I felt like I needed to pull that card. Yes, the Leo energy, abundance. So the 8 in the tree of life in the Kabbalah is Hod energy. 8s talk about like the requirement to surrender so that you can get abundance. Like you are being asked to surrender by the universe. Like you will be more powerful if you surrender these burdens. You will be more powerful once you shift your perspective in some way. You will be more powerful if you rest more and you don't just like continue to tie yourself up with more and more and more responsibilities, thinking that, oh, I need to do all of this and do all of this. Like really like this toxic hustle culture mindset. I know it's hard, but it's really like slowing down and trusting and finding balance, like one foot in front of the other. But you don't have to do one foot in front of the other carrying 10 wands, like carrying a gorilla on your back. I just heard gorillas could be significant. I channeled them earlier this week. Seeing a gorilla could be significant. Also, oh, I forgot to talk about this. Something really huge about pink cars, lime green cars. Okay, even with these nails, I was like, oh, this is like kind of what I was wanting to talk about in the reading. But if you see pink cars, if you see a lot of lime green cars, ooh, even this card is pink and lime green. Oh, come through, spirit. Okay. Also like this is giving Powerpuff Girls, maybe like light blue cars, like very, very baby blue, powder blue. Regardless, pink, green cars. Even I've been seeing like magenta cards. I've been seeing like chromed out pink cars, like very interesting pink cards. They're like when you see that, it's like a wink from the universe of like, yes, you're aligned and we're talking to you. Like you're okay. And it's like, when I've been seeing them, spirit told me like, it's a wink, like spirit saying hi, spirit saying like everything, keep the faith, trust, everything is exactly how it's supposed to be. Wow. And the sun card 19 here. Somebody could definitely be born on the 19th. Somebody could be born January 9th, November 9th, November 8th. On the 19th, this also, a lot of these numbers are equaling to 10, or they were. There was another one that equaled to 10, but wow, beautiful. This is the other fire energy in the majors. So like power, light, but like look at that. And also the sun talks about having fun, freedom, joy, like feeling like a little kid again, being like knowing who you are, being released from the burdens of all this like shit from your past, feeling like you've gotten to this new level of yourself, being conscious of who you are, being connected to spirit. It's a very, very like, it's the happiest card in the deck. So really like spirit is saying like there's so much light that's already around you. You're just not looking up to see it. And this is so crazy that I pulled this card because I've been talking about the male lion this whole fucking reading. Yeah, it's like own the energy, be the male lion. Don't be the cowardly lion from the Wizard of Oz energy who's like running around all this like fake bravado, trying to like act like he's not scared, but he's fucking terrified. This is giving like be the masculine lion in like the Sahara Desert who's laying by the tree and waiting for his woman to come bring him his food. And he's like, don't worry, honey, like I'll protect the pack while you're gone. And he just chills, and he has this strength, this power, this masculine power that's so respected because he has that power that could that is going to protect the pack. That's his skill. Is like he doesn't need to do anything. He just is himself. He's the leader. That's like really what a true leader does. They know how to direct people. They don't take on all the work themselves. They aren't carrying. There's also something coming through about how a lot of this can be about people wanting to be financially successful. And there might be a lot of people that you look up to, like that you're envious of, or like have what you want or whatever. And so it's like racing. I just keep hearing rat race regardless. Like there's a lot of people who have like a lot of fucking money and they're financially successful, but they're not spiritually successful. Maybe they're feeling weighed down by all of this. This is totally possible because like when we own businesses, when we take on more responsibilities, when we're in our life, when we just have a lot going on, this doesn't even have to be owning a business, it's just like life shit. Like we can be like very overwhelmed, depressed. I just heard somebody could feel depressed, and it's almost like you got what you wanted with something and you're depressed about it now. Shift of perspective is needed here. So really like look at like the beauty of this, look at the light of this situation, lean into the healthy masculine energy, because this is the thing with our masculine and feminine energies. To balance this, it's mastering the wisdom of knowing when to act and knowing when to rest, and being able to honor your body when it needs rest, and like saying, this is important for me to do a good job, and like I'm going to prioritize my rest so I can do better, or I can feel better, or I'll feel more powerful. Your light is so powerful. Like you're meant to be a leader in some way. And so like this is really spirit asking you, like, how can I adjust or work on this energy so I can be the best leader possible? We have balance at the bottom. I didn't even notice that. So yeah, this is about balance. This card, it's justice in this deck, but it's like looks like the Magician. So very much like you have all the tools. Spirit wants to support you. Like you're backed up. Your manifestations, like they're gonna come. I just heard your manifestations are going to come to be. You just have to believe in that. Okay? Yeah, and I saw this is 5 of Pentacles, obstacles and challenges. Like you're focused on lack mindset, or like what could go wrong, instead of being like, okay, how can I rest? How can I trust? How can I move differently? Okay, Spirit, please give us more to this, and then we're gonna get some charms to confirm and close out. I'm gonna get one more card from the Tarot mirroring deck too, because I wanted to pull that out. Dude, oh my god. Okay, all 3 of these want to come out. Wow. Racing against time does not produce... Look how many fucking cards I have. Racing against time does not produce quality results. Needing to drop spiritually burdening energy. What the... Oh my god. What drives you? What is your why? You're at a significant crossroad. Mad you see through the bullshit. It's at the bottom. You're on a lot of people's minds right now. Interesting. Yeah, maybe like this is you taking on other people's energy, other people's burdens, responsibilities. Like you're helping. This could be giving like with habits like codependent habits where you're like putting too much energy into other people and like put it into yourself. This is really about like using your energy smarter, working smarter, not harder. So this is crazy. Racing against time does not produce quality results. Needing to drop spiritually burdening energy. You're at a significant crossroads. What drives you and what is your why? Yeah, so maybe you're just doing things to do them and it's like, why am I even doing this? Ask yourself why. Mad you see through the bullshit. I feel like this could be like you with this mirroring energy. People are upset that you kind of like are seeing through them, or that's kind of like where you're at right now with that Uranus and Scorpio energy. There's a lot of change emotionally. You're snapping at people because like you're seeing certain bullshit and they're like mad about that. We can clarify that, but let's just get one more tarot card. That's crazy because I did make these two cards recently, but like I was just pulling from the center after I shuffled. Whew. Okay, racing against time does not produce quality results. Needing to drop spiritually burdening energy. Mad you see through the... I want to get a clarifier for the mad you see through the bullshit because that's like so... Maybe like there's certain people that don't want you to let go of this energy. Maybe there's like certain people you take care of, or there's certain things that you've been doing for other people for a long time that is not your responsibility and they're going to be pissed. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. It's like you're really seeing like, where do I want to put my energy? Learning how to work differently, how to make money differently, how to like attract differently, taking care of yourself differently. You're learning. The Page of Pentacles is also like the student. So you see here, like, wow, this is so interesting because, like, the Page of Pentacles, look at his perspective in the upright. He's like, look, I have the coin and I'm so excited for, like, what I could learn and, like, what I could grow. And then this guy in the shadow aspect is, look, he's like, the coin is in the book and how do I get there? And he's, like, holding on. He's like, oh, like, I'm trying to figure it out. And he's, like, not enjoying the process. He's, like, excited to figure out what's going to happen. So let's get one more to clarify really quick. What is mad that you see through the bullshit? Something is about to blow up or combust. It's inevitable. There's something about you snapping, or there's like something that's about to blow up emotionally, or you've been snapping on people or something like that. Or there's some sort of relationship where you're going to see through something and it's about to blow up, or like just take this as it resonates. It could be so many different things. It's time to look within. Okay, yeah, so maybe that there's like something that's inevitably going to blow up and it's making you look at something differently, reevaluating a relationship or an enterprise of some sort, or like how you look at something. Okay, so let's just get some clarifying tarot and then we'll get charms. But this has been a great reading. Okay, perfect. We got a couple cards. So 7 of Pentacles at the bottom. Yes, so this talks about our investments. So like you've already grown a lot of things. And it's like, okay, like what are the things that I need to... This is day-to-day work. This is like enjoying your day-to-day work. In the shadow aspects, it can talk about like looking at the flowers, waiting for them to grow instead of like doing... Or like knowing how to delegate your energy, where to put your energy, awaiting results here. So you've been, look at what this is about. Look at all of this fruit and the flowers. Like you have so much abundance, and being in gratitude for it is going to help you grow more, not worrying about growing more. Your mind isn't going to bring you this. Wow. Okay. Magician energy, Page of Wands and Two of Swords. Okay. So these all kind of came out in the reverse. So I'll take that. I feel like these came out for that reason. So Two of Swords talks about a crossroads, a choice. So I feel like these are difficult decisions with that blowing up, combust. Maybe like if you're a boss, like you're having to fire somebody, or you're having to like do something uncomfortable, or like this is about like making choices that, because when we make a choice, again with choice is coming through 222. Like there's choices that you're making that are like changing everything right now. And some, when you're looking at the, when you're no longer wearing the blindfold, when you're looking at the reality of the choice and like the aftermath of it, it's almost like, yeah, with this red flag here, it's like you're seeing, mad, you see through the bullshit, you're seeing certain red flags, you're calling them out, you're actually doing something about it, you're no longer ignoring like something that's been an issue. Page of Wands here as well. This is usually about like adventure, excitement, putting your energy into this new enterprise, or it could be about news. In the reverse, I feel like this is saying like doing something, like your motives, like doing something for the wrong reasons. This is like excitement about the new path. This is like that ego in your shadow that's working against you, like, ugh, like why am I not succeeding? And you're moving backwards instead of moving forwards, right? Like this is about, oh my god, I'm so excited, and like this is light energy and I'm moving towards my goal, I'm going on an adventure, this is exciting, this is like, ugh, like I'm doing this to prove myself. And yeah, there's something about like moving out of ego. Also with the Magician reversed here, when we have the Magician reversed, this can talk about like manipulative or something being manipulated. So it's like your reality has been being manipulated by your mind here, really. Like, understand, the Magician talks about the mind and like being able to manifest with your mind. An affirmation from the Magician is like, my thoughts are spells that create my reality. Like, and this is what a lot of this is talking about. It's like the bigger picture. Your reality, you can create your own dream reality. It's not going to come from being envious or jealous or like being like, oh, like I'm in lack, I don't have it physically in front of me, so it's not going to happen. I'm looking at the opposite side of this energy. Yeah, it's like you're no longer, the emotions are so heightened around something, you can't ignore it anymore. You've been ignoring something and it's like you have to change it now. Like you're in this, the Magician is the divine masculine card. He's the first step on the Fool's journey of understanding the divine masculine, of like acting. This is creative energy. This is talking about like, there's a certain way that you've been using your energy that has been blocking you, that, and it's because it's coming from like, how can I just, maybe somebody like wants quick money or to be like, to get quick success, and it's like, this isn't the point. Page of Wands can also talk about like very creative enterprises, ideas, new things that you want to go want to do. This could also be about like messages, text messages, incoming energies here. I don't know why the Page of Wands is stumping me, but he's usually just about like creative enterprises. So I feel like this is like, I just heard like your baby, like a project, or just maybe even your inner child. Like, what does your inner child want? Getting reconnected with like, what am I, like, what do I even want? What drives you? What is your why? What excites you? What do you want to create in your life? This is a choice. You're choosing differently. Okay, let's just get some charms to close this out, and then I'm gonna, oh, it's 10:01, mirrored numbers. I'm telling you, there's a portal happening here. Yeah, messages. Okay, so you could be getting like some sort of message from someone. Let's get a couple more. Yeah, the axe. Yes, this is like cutting people out. The white bunny rabbit. Yeah, this is a spiritual journey and awakening, okay? Looking at things differently. We have a guitar here. You could play the guitar. You could like the genre of rock music. You could like want to actually be a musician. The wands talk about creativity. Wands are artists as well. I haven't said that, but like I just heard like changing your tune, okay? So you're tuning something differently. So look at it that way. The axe, you might need to be cutting things out. Habits, people, with the butterfly, your life and your reality are going to start transforming, or they already have. this messages of love here, again, the Page of Wands can talk about text messages, regarding passion, excitement, offers here. So you could be getting like unexpected business offers or communication that you've been waiting on. X middle initial. I pulled this for the last reading I did. I feel like no one has an X middle initial, but like your middle name could be Xavier. But X middle initial, I just feel like it could be about multiplied. Like, what do you want to multiply yourself by? Do you want to multiply yourself by anxiety or like burdens, or do you want to multiply yourself by rest and power? Like, what are you charging yourself with? Okay. We have Libra stellium, so you could have heavy Libra in your chart. Again, that balance energy came through. Sorry, I just put nails on, so it's hard to open these. Kind of want to remake these so I don't have to unfold them. It wastes time, so my bad. M last initial. And you don't have to have any of these like specifics. This is just extra confirmations for other people that like them. D last initial. Gemini Pluto. Okay, so that's change of the mind, paradigm shifts with how people are thinking for real. U first initial. Aquarius North Node. Okay, so like you being a humanitarian. Again, like this is what we were talking about earlier of like you needing to learn how to lead differently because it's important the way that you lead. Like you want to be a good leader. You want to be someone people look up to. Gemini Mars. Yeah, this is like battle of the mind. Like what your ambitions, like what do you want? What drives you? Sun and Aries. Yeah, that Mars energy confirmation. Sorry. We also have a crescent moon. Could be significant for someone. And we have a pink flower. This is reminding me of the Hawaii thing I brought up earlier. So maybe you want to go to Hawaii or you just want to go on a vacation. Flowers could be important. Like I'm getting a lot about like making yourself look nice, making your house look nice just for you, just for the energy. You have to live as if. You have to act as if you are the person that you want to be because that's what's going to align you with that frequency, with that timeline. That's what's going to manifest it. That's the action that you have to take. You can't just say, oh, I want to like wave my wand and like make this happen. Like, yes, sometimes that can happen with little things, but like big dreams like this, you have to act. You can't just sit there and wait for spirit to bring it to you. And we have P first initial. Ooh. The way that the air conditioning just made that spin around, it was like confirmation. Libra North Node. So Libra North Node, Libra stellium. So Libra North Node, Aquarius North Node, a lot of air energy when it comes to your purpose, getting out of your comfort zone is really like thinking differently. Finding the middle ground, that gray area of your mind. No more black and white thinking. It won't work anymore. Let me get a couple more. Okay, we have the tree. So yeah, connecting with nature, tree of life, connecting to your roots. Yeah, with the candy, there's something about like possibly not eating very well. You're eating too much sugar or you're needing to cleanse yourself of like don't eat as much sugar or doing like a cleanse of some sort. Capricorn Mercury. So slowing down the mind, that's really what that's giving me. Just being more practical. Missouri is significant for someone. We have Taurus Moon. You could have a Taurus Moon. And Q last initial. Okay. Also have peace sign. Yeah, peace, abundance. Yes, like the grapes. Grapes have been coming up a lot. Grapes are about abundance. Like spirit is saying, like, and we have another flower. That was like the other one. So like spirit wants, and this is about blossoming with that definition card. Like there's energy blossoming in your life. You have so much already. Being in the energy of gratitude is going to attract more. Okay. This is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this channel message. Again, like, share, subscribe, comment. And yeah, you can book a personal reading with me. I'm going to leave all my links in the description. And yeah, I love you guys so much.